Namaste, Jai Bharat. Separatism is that virus that gets into people's mind at many parts, in many places, in many manners, in many aspects. There can be all kinds of separatism. And that eventually takes us to infinite regress and destruction and devastation when extended beyond a point. I'm talking about the Tamil Nadu situation, where the politicians who had been playing Dravidian politics. First of all, let me say there is nothing like Dravidian. It is not a racial identity. It is a geographical identity. Kabiguru, Rabi Thakur, Rabindranath Tagore is very clearly stated in Janaganamana. He is speaking about geographical identities of Bharat, Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravid, Utkala, Banga. This is not a racial concept, but then that turns into, or that turned into a racial concept. Somehow, some people want it have their way. Bharat is not a federal system. Let's be very clear about it in capital letters. Bharat is not a federal system. Dr. Ambedkar was not a fool. He very clearly made it the Union of Bharat. Union of India in English, of course. Union of Bharat. It's a union concept. It's not a federal concept. Some people would treat it as a federal concept out of their utter ignorance. Out of their utter ignorance. Let's see the separatism in Tamil Nadu basically. It's if I'm right and if I'm justified, I would trace it to E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, who comes forward with a justice part. The objective was that, see, those, this I should not have said, those who don't understand Hindi would not understand Hindi and would feel that someone who speaks Hindi is from outside. This attitude somehow watered and nourished by some people, sections of people. So he started a justice party and he assumed the authority, etc. But then later from justice party, many people like Karunanidhi, etc., Anadure, etc., they have sidelined. Naikar, EVR, they call him in Tamil Nadu, they call him as EVR, if I'm not wrong, E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar. They sidelined him and they created DK, Dravid Kazhagam, yes, Dravid Kazhagam. And then they try to intensify that. They're focusing on the Dravidian element. The idea was to get all the South people together, including Tamil Nadu, and of course basically Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, and Andhra, those days now Telangana plus Andhra. So this Dravid Kazhagam went on strong, and then of course this naturally happens. Then it becomes DMK, then AIDMK, Dravid Kazhagam to Dravid Munnetra Kazhagam, then All India DMK, Dravid Munnetra, etc. There were multiple parties, but they have this fundamental agenda projected as we are unique, we are separate. Now this is a problem with Pakistan also. The Punjabis in Pakistan, the Muslim Punjabis, we are the best, we are the best. We are different from you. It's not that intense in Tamil Nadu, because Tamil Nadu people are very cultural Hindus, very strong Hindus. Unlike Kerala, they are mostly atheists, not taking religion very serious, mostly, by and large, because of the presence of communism. Those who believe in God also don't want to say. But they would remove the sandal or vibhuti, bhasma, which they put on the forehead when they go out. They're shy of showing it. But Tamil Nadu, you find them making huge tripundakams across their forehead. And their life, homes are very cultural, very religious people, very attached to Hindu Dharma, very seriously attached to Hindu Dharma. Similar are the Christians and Muslims in Tamil Nadu, very seriously religious people. So you just can't detach them from dharma. That's not easy. That's how the majority of Tamilians don't follow this separatist tune. Again, the present political leaders in Tamil are also trying to read into separatism. See, look, we write rupees, and you use the Devanagari script Ra to write rupees. That's Devanagari, damn it. It's everybody's. Why you want to write in Tamil? Are you not a Bharatiya? That's Devanagari. That's a script in which Vedas are written. It's not Hindi script. Even if you think Hindi script, that's a language spoken by the majority of people in Bharat, and you learn it. The language spoken by the majority of people in Bharat, and the language which is used for common communication not only within Bharat, go to the Dubai. Even people talking, they are speaking in Hindi. Only thing, because of the Pakistani presence, they call our Hindi Urdu, whereas there is no language like Urdu. Pakistan is already speaking Hindi. Diluted Hindi, of course. They call it as Urdu, we don't call it as Urdu, because we know that there is no language like Urdu. It's only Hindi. But they, like the Tamil government, they started writing the spoken language using Persian script instead of Devanagari, because they don't want the Devanagari script in which Vedas and Upanishads are written to be used. They borrowed a script which is not theirs. They have nothing to do with Iran. They are Sunnis and Iranians, Shias. They use that script and then call it as Urdu. I don't think that I would call it as Urdu. I would call it as Hindi only. I would call it as mutilated Hindi. Like the Punjabis, they speak. I would say that they speak mutilated Punjabi. Of course, they don't know how to read and write Punjabi. We write Punjabi in Gurumukhi. So similar, this the Tamil Nadu government is changing the rupees symbol of Bharat. Is atrocious. It can't be pardoned. Can't be pardoned. So this kind of separatism, one has to deal with it. That's what I should say. I can't say anything more. It's really repugnant. Previously I spoke about the Dharma Sankat of Dhangarji, the Vice President of Bharat. This also puts us in another kind of Dharma Sankata. Why these people are like this? They read separatism it's all because of absolutely atrocious kind of selfishness. They want things in capital letters at any cost. So, resort to anything for the objectives which they have in their minds. There's nothing more than this. There's nothing more than this. Some people have such thoughts. Why should I listen to somebody? I will be autonomous. I'll be autonomous. Why should I listen? Because I've already become chief minister. Many people would like to behave like this. There are some people in our nation who has this idea but can't help it. They can't help it because little more sensitive, little more thoughtful they should be. They are, so they may not go. They may not completely go out towards such kind of foolish actions. So thinking in times, then of course, when the deep state was active in the Austrian regime of years, they had plans of cutting south. Yeah, cutting south. You try it. You try it. Cutting south. Some people had some thoughts, some wild thoughts. Some people had. And they were little vociferous about it too. But Bharat, Rigveda, look at the last sukta of Rigveda, which insists that you live together, stay together. Sangathocha Saktya, either sukta. You can't recite that without being very emotional. Sangachatum samvadatam, look at that. That's what the Rigveda concludes. You stay together, you stand together. Whatever separations Bharat faces because of external influence and invasions. And those who separated are suffering, and they'll continue to suffer. The Bharat Varsha. What Bharat Varsha? Jambudvipe Bharat Varsha. Bharat Varsha of Jambudvipe had been won and shall continue to be won. Rigveda is a Margadarshi. We shall meet again. This is very emotional kind of thing. Plus, very intellectually vibrant thing. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.